What's up YouTube? Leon here, and today we're jumping back into VR to play a new VR game, and that is of course Stormlands. The newest game by Insomniac Studios. I think they're the same people who did Ratchet and Clank, I think. But yeah, they made a new VR game. This is actually the second AAA VR game to come out this year. And of course, they are both Oculus exclusive to the Oculus. And let's talk about this game. This is pretty much a robot shoot game. You shoot other robots because you don't like them. From my impressions of the trailers and stuff for this game, I pretty much thought it was Far Cry with robots. It kind of is. I'm not far enough to really say what it is exactly, like compared to another flat title. But I guess that might be like an apt descriptor of it. But yeah, this is Stormlands. I'm surfing through the storm of the land. I actually had a few recordings before this, and the reason why I'm not using that footage is because the audio was messed up. That's the main problem with recording things in VR. It's a lot of troubleshooting. I should have troubleshooted first before I even recorded. Hopefully this recording is gonna work.
It looks like you're getting near the storm portal.
I hope it's gonna work.
That static pulsar can serve as a weapon if you need it. Don't be afraid to let loose if you get cornered.
Yeah, so far, in terms of like polish, what I expect from a AAA VR game, it's working out pretty well so far. It is very polished in certain aspects. The immersion factor is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm feeling immersed. Very immersed right now. But there are certain things that are pretty annoying in this game. But one thing I want to show first before I play is the options menu. And there's actually like a graphics menu, which is really damn cool. What is this? Probe specular? I don't know, but I'm using default settings just because I don't have the recommended graphics card, which is a 1080. I have a 1070, so I don't want to like over exert, and I'm also recording, so I'm just using default, and it looks great. It still looks really amazing. I'm not sure how it's gonna look when I put it up on the renderer and stuff and render out whatever I'm doing. But it looks pretty good. In VR, it looks very good. But then again, I think VR makes things look good regardless, because it feels like it's there, I guess. Something like that. But yeah, it is a quality VR title from the moment you turn it on. So if you're worried about like it not being as polished as like say Asgard's Wrath or something like that, then don't worry, because this is pretty polished. I'm enjoying it. And one thing to know, I do want to do a video for both of these games, kind of like reviewing them in a sense in the video. So I want to check both of the games out first, beat them maybe, and then make a video. I didn't do this with Asgard's Wrath because I didn't think I was gonna make like a big thingy of it.
Vesper,
But
you'll need to shoot the generators with your static pulse arm to jumpstart.
now I feel like doing it.
Hey, Vesper, it's...
You don't want to leave behind valuable gear for the Tempest to scavenge.
Sure. Let's go take those while I try to talk about stuff. Woo! Yeah, so far, what I really am enjoying in Stormlands is kind of, there's like a freedom to it. Especially in movement. Moving in this game is so much fun. As you can see from what I'm doing right now, which is like jet skiing. I'm like jet skiing on this thing. Oh. And like we can shoot some robots. It's pretty cool though. I really enjoy the combat so far. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid combat system. Everything feels very good just to do stuff in this game. And each one of these things has something, but I'm too lazy to talk about it. There's too much stuff going on, so much information happening, especially in VR. It's hard to gather my thoughts and play and be immersed at the same time. But yeah, the freedom of movement in this game is great. They did a very good job on this thing. What is this? A bomb fruit? So we can blow up robots with fruit? Hey, eat this! That's pretty cool. The shooting and stuff is all very solid. It's not like, it's not revolutionary or anything like that. It just gets the job done. But it is, it's solid. It's solid. Just don't expect it to be like, this is revolutionary gunplay, the VR game, you know. I'm actually very spoiled with H3, which is the other shoot game that is made by a very small indie developer. I think it's made mainly by one guy. If you don't know what H3 is, it is hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. That game is great. Like in terms of how you shoot things in VR, that's like the golden standard in my opinion. And you know, he didn't make that game in a day. It's still in early access, and there's still a lot of stuff he needs to do to, you know, finish his game. But yeah, the golden standard for me for VR FPS in terms of feel is H3. But this game does a very good job. It's very solid. It's a solid game. What is these rocks? What can I do with rocks? I don't have enough space. Oh, you can kind of do that. Rocks? Can I eat the rocks? Oh, it makes noise. Okay. And also, in Stormlands, there is a Metroid E-visor where you can scan stuff, like in Metroid. You just look at things and scan it. It's cool. I'm not gonna make this. I don't think I'm gonna make this a full playthrough, but it's more of like a first impressions first impressions. It's still very early. It's still the day of release of me playing this. Hopefully I'll get the video up at least a few days later. Or maybe even like the next day. But we'll see. What is this? Ooh. It's a sniper? Is it a sniper or a rifle? Yeah. I guess there's certain things in VR that you have to take into account when you're playing, or if you want to give your thoughts on a VR game, because playing a VR game compared to playing a flat game is pretty different in my opinion. There's just different ways you approach things, and Stormlands isn't different, of course. It's still a VR game. Yeah, when you take into account like how you play things in VR and how like a normal game plays, there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and I think for when you develop a game for VR, it's just like, because that's a factor, it takes like double the time to make something good and polished. But we're finally, at least I feel like we're finally at that point where VR can have great polished experiences that are not just like a glorified tech demo. And Asgard's Wrath in this game is like living proof of that, in my opinion. I think I put in like 10 hours into Asgard's, and I don't feel like I'm close to finishing that game. I think the thing I said before, one thing to know, of course, is these big VR games are Oculus exclusive. Now, I think exclusivity to a platform, regardless if it's on the same platform, is annoying. But the cool thing that Oculus is doing is that they're putting money where their mouth is, and they're making great exclusives for the platform. So I can't really fault them for that. So I won't fault them for that. I won't fault them for that. Because both Asgard's Wrath and this game have been some of the most enjoyable games I've played in VR ever. You know, it's the first like real AAA experience that I've gotten, and it's cool. Actually, what is that? What is this? Stop. This health. Yeah, it's like just really great polished experiences. So let's check out this place and see what happens. Actually, for both games, I was very skeptical, and I didn't get them. At least Asgard's Wrath, I didn't get right away, because I was like, I don't know if the game's gonna be good. I thought it was gonna be like this big flop, and I didn't go for it until I looked at reviews.
Appears to be a support link.
What was I saying? I already forgot. Oh yeah, I thought Asgard's Wrath wasn't gonna be as great as I thought until I looked at reviews, and you know, people reviewing those games saying that was amazing made me get it. It made me pick up that game, and I'm not disappointed. I'm glad I picked up that game, and you'll see in the cool video I do maybe in the future. Hopefully I'm talking loud enough to appear on the mic. I don't have like a headset to do this stuff with. So I'm just talking straight into my mic somewhere over there. Yeah, VR has been pretty crazy for the past year because I got my headset at the beginning of this year, and when I first got it, I played a lot. I played a ton of VR. Some of the games I already owned had VR stuff in it, and I tried all those out. I also got like you know, all the things that you probably should be getting, like Beat Saber and whatever games at the time. All the big games during that time. And it has been pretty fun, but I think towards the middle of this year, not a lot of stuff came out, and I think for a month or two, I didn't even put on the headset. It was just gathering dust at that point. But yeah, these two games have been great for me. Been using the headset a lot more. I'm also on the CV1. This isn't a Rift S or anything. It is a CV1. The original Oculus RAF. And compatibility, hasn't been any issues. A lot of whatever Steam games I've been playing too, no issues. So CV1's still great. Oculus is trying to phasing out this version of this headset that I have on. They're trying to like completely get rid of it for sale. Do I think it's a bad thing? Not really. I think it's kind of annoying for us if we, you know, if people like me who have this headset and we want to like repair a part or something. It's kind of impossible unless you go through like a third-party reseller, like eBay, or second-hand stuff. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah. One cool thing that you can probably see in this game is climbing. I don't have to directly touch a wall to climb. I don't have to like put my VR hands on a wall to climb. I use this like weird anti-grav climb thing. It's a great way to simplify movement in VR, I think. It probably makes me look really dumb when I do it, but you know. What keeps beeping? Does that mean I'm getting closer? It does mean I'm getting closer, okay.
The scout android was using a geomapper. It provides real-time satellite imagery of the Stormland.
Wow.
You should try equipping it.
No.
Maybe take a look for yourself. Just press the button next to your compass.
Whoa. Whoa, that's cool. Well, this place is a lot bigger than I thought. It's a pretty big area. But I think we're done here. I'm gonna go do the main quest. Alright, so as you can probably see here, this is supposed to be clouds, not sand. When I first saw the trailers of the gameplay and stuff, I thought that was it was sand. I'm like, why is there so much sand everywhere? But it's not sand. It's clouds. It's clouds, guys. I also thought it didn't look great because of that. Like you see just a lot of this brown, a lot of brown, white brown, and I didn't think it looked good. But I took the dive this time without looking at too many reviews, and I have been very much enjoying this game. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Oh, so we go to the other cloud land. Whoa. We're in the new Cloud City. The new Cloud City.
So this is Cloud Reach. I had always wondered what it might look like. Even the human.
Right, so this is pretty much upgrade skills and stuff. Oh yeah, so that's pretty much your skill tree. You just skill up. It's pretty cool. This game was actually surprisingly a lot more story-based than I thought. There was a lot of cutscenes before actually getting to this point. Which is not a bad thing, especially if you're looking for, you know, some story stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like robots versus robots. And then I got a flower. I don't know if you can see it. I have like a flower on my chest. And apparently that flower is used to kill the bad guys. That's the story. Ow. Yeah, if you played like Spider-Man or Sunset Overdrive, you can tell like Insomniac loves movement in their games. They love having like really fun movement systems, and Stormlands is not like any different. This game has great movement. It's so fun to like surf on the clouds and stuff. It's really fun. Shoot this guy in the face. Do I have just double machine guns? I do have double machine guns. Let's waste this one. So I can use this as a grenade. Grenade! That's pretty cool. Level 2 machine gun? Oh, he died too. I don't know why he died. 50 bullets, I'll take it. Oh yeah, and I got a shield. I forgot I got a shield. You have like a... I don't know. Shield. there's a ton of games that have a shield.
Hey Vesper, I noticed you're hanging on to a lot of alloy. You might
Hey,
want to
shut
head to a
up.
workbench.
Oh yeah, I need to turn my my Samus vision on to look at stuff. Acid plant. I'm guessing if you shoot it, it acids. Yep. Yeah, one thing that I'm really enjoying in this game is it's kind of streamlined compared to Asgard's. So I'm gonna make like a direct comparison to the other AAA game. And Asgard's has a lot of systems in it, and then not every system like it works. There's like a lot of ideas, but not everything is like working as well as it should be, in my opinion. And one of them is inventory. Managing my inventory in that game is like just kind of tedious. I'm not that big of a fan of it. But it's also not that big of a deal in Asgard's, but it's a thing that you do have to like go back to town, put away stuff, and then go back to what you're doing. It just messes up the flow of gameplay more than I would like it to.
That looks like the transport ciphering zone.
Also, another thing I guess I want to knock this game for is some text. At least on my headset, CV1, it's kind of hard to read certain things. Like if I go into my menu, like this. Actually, that's not that bad. My objectives are pretty hard to read. I have to like put it all the way up to my face to read it. The text. But in terms of UI, like how it just works on your hand, without like pausing the gameplay is really cool, I think. It's super cool that it doesn't pause the gameplay. Like I can keep doing what I want to do while having this thing up.
I wonder what they were hiding from.
It's cool. I like it.
Is that some kind of...
Detail scan. Let's scan it. Samus.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm just loving how things just kind of happen in this game. In Asgard's, it's like you gotta pick up stuff, put it in your backpack, and it just takes up more time to do stuff in Asgard's than it does in this game. This thing attacking me has eyeballs. Freaking gross. Go away. Titanfall. They're calling the Titans.
Whatever those devices are, we better intercept them before the Tempests get to them.
Someone got enough kills to get their Titan.
Broad signal.
Right, so the reason why I'm crushing these fruits, it's pretty much EXP. I get like a skill point if I crush enough fruits. That's why I'm doing it. And then this is like, this stuff right here is just currency for upgrading weapons and things like that.
You've harvested an Aeon button.
Wow! I leveled up. As you probably could tell, this probably shouldn't be your first VR game if you're prone to motion sickness. There is like comfort options, of course, but you know, surfing on the clouds and stuff could be a little bit intense for first-time VR people. So both Asgard's Wrath and this game, I feel like should be games that you play a little bit after that you got like your VR legs and stuff. This could be too intense. Another problem with this game is the grabbing. It's one of those problems. They usually happen in a lot of other games, but grab is tied to a lot of different actions. So like, grab is also like, let me grab onto this tree, you know, and then I want to grab onto my weapon. It's so many different options. I kind of wish this thing was on a different button, like A or something. And also this grab range is sensitive in a weird way. Sometimes like I want to grab a gun and then I grab like a chest thing on accident. So it's just weird stuff. That probably could be fixed with a patch, I think. It's just like a little bit sensitive in a weird way. Stop that! Oh, you can kill it! And these are like loot chests. What is that, a minigun? Oh, it's a minigun! That's pretty sick. That's cool. Can I shoot it with one hand? I can shoot it with one hand. One thing I'm a big fan of is the UI thingy like this. For some reason, a lot of people don't like stuff in their face, but I'm perfectly fine with it. Like, you know, it doesn't bother me. For some people, it does, though, apparently. So, I don't know. I'm always a big fan of like the Metroid-y kind of stuff. For like a smaller fee.
You've got a decent reserve of alloy there. The best thing to do with it is to upgrade the workbench to fabricate better weapons.
Okay, that's one annoying thing about this game is they talk a lot in this game. It's so annoying. So much talking. Can you shut up?
You can also carry.
Give me my friggin'... Nope. Minigun.
Let's see what that tracker is hiding.
Oh, he's so tall. Freaking tall ass robots, man. Yeah, this is pretty enjoyable so far. I think one thing I want to talk about is like why H3 is so good, like as a shooter compared to like other VR games. Woo. Yeah, so is this a glitch? It's a glitch. I see you. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of little visual glitches in this game. My earlier recording, there was some glitches. I'm not gonna say that it's game breaking because it's not, but they're just like shows signs of less polish, you know. Yeah, surprisingly, Asgard's Wrath, in terms of polish, I think that game has like a ton of polish. I think I've only run into one glitch in Asgard's, and it crashed once out of like the whole time I've been playing. So I think in terms of, you know, that polish that you'd expect from like a big AAA game, that game does have it. Oh yeah, I was saying H3. Why H3 feels so good is because I think one, there's a lack of hands in H3, so there's like more of a, you kind of imagine yourself holding it rather than like a arm that you have in VR, and because you don't have an arm in VR, it also feels more one-to-one. What I've noticed in Stormlands is your arm doesn't follow you one-to-one. It's a little bit delayed. It's like maybe like less than a split-second delay, but it's kind of noticeable, especially with a gun. Like when you want to aim it to one side or the other, it's not instant like it is in H3. H3 has like this instantaneous feel to it. It's like everything that you do happens immediately, like as soon as you do it. In this one, it's like it's a little delayed, you know. It's not terrible, but it's noticeable. I got a shield. This. You guys are kind of tanky, huh? Eat this. I didn't throw him very well. Why are there so many robots here? Got him with an electromagnetic shock grenade. That was pretty fun. There's a bunch of robots protecting it. Can you shut up?
You might want to head to a workbench and get some weapon schematics.
I see skills. I'm gonna go to the back. Hey, you stop. Where's my laser? They're using guerrilla tactics. Damn, I don't understand the throwing in this game. I like how tall the enemies are. It seems so imposing. I'm like a short-ass robot. So short. Wait, am I supposed to be this short? Maybe? Yeah, I know it doesn't look great, but this is the most fun I've had so far in this game. Is the sliding on the clouds. This is super fun. It's very enjoyable. Again, Insomniac really knows how to make like traversal just like so enjoyable. If you haven't played Sunset Overdrive yet, play it on PC. It's like $20. It's awesome. That game's a lot of fun. Hey, look, it's our friend. Well, you guys don't know it's our friend, but it's our friend. I don't know if it's a girl. It had flour. I got a plan. It's the best thing about VR is like you can do whatever you want. I got him. I got him. I got him. I can shoot good. Watch. Watch. Let's go kill some bad guys. Hey, can you get this stupid objective screen out of my face? Jesus Christ. This. Freaking objective screen. Go away, please. Birds. Let me scan the birds.
Decent reserve of alloy there. The best thing to do with it is to upgrade the workbench to fabricate better.
Get the birds! You suck! Oh, that's the boss. Can I scan him? I can't scan the boss out of here. He's a lot bigger than I thought, though. Let's try shooting him with our lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. Wait.
Great work, Vesper.
We killed him?
This guy should be safe. I'll get things into the transport.
That was it?
I'm marking the nearest landing pad.
What? I didn't even...
That should be the fastest route.
That was easy. Let me get rid of some of these guns. So there's like some really cool things that this game does, as you probably could see with whenever I pick up like an item or something, and I just drop it, it'll go to the slot that I have open, which is really cool. So like, let's say I want this machine gun in my left, I can just like lift that and it'll go straight to my left. And then if I have none open, it'll just fall. It's such a simple way of doing like quick swapping. You know, it's well thought out. It's really awesome. Something that you don't really see too often, I think. Found Cypher.
I don't know how much longer Nyx can hold on.
She's dead. It's dead. It's dead. Sorry for assuming its gender. Robot. What if robot is a slur in this world? Because there's humans, apparently, and they don't want to be like, you robot. you can't say that. So yeah, that was Stormlands. Pretty fun though. Pretty fun. It's a solid shooting game. For VR, I don't know. It's pretty much exactly kind of what you'd expect. It's a shoot robot game with different robot abilities, and it borrows from a lot of other shooting games and other VR games. So yeah, it is what it is. A very solid VR title. I'm just gonna go back to base and then call it a day here. But man, this game is great. It's super enjoyable. It's way easier to get into than Asgard's Wrath. Asgard's Wrath takes up a lot of. There's a learning curve to that game, but it's also very enjoyable. But that game is a lot more centered on its graphical appeal than it is with its combat system. But they're both great games in their own right. There we go. So yeah. That's it from me. I'm going to be doing a big video for both of them, talking about both of these games. But yeah, if you have the money, get both the games. But if you're looking for something more vast, has a lot of content in it, it's going to take you hours to complete, get Asgard's Wrath. If you're looking for something easy to get into, easily accessible, get this game. But if you can, support these games, man. They're awesome. Pretty much the first wave of
I have some good news.
actual AAA VR games, and they've been very, very enjoyable. So yeah, this is Leon from Humans Plays. I may do a second video on this. I'm not sure, but yeah. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace, peace.